You and your 56 siblings break into life from the comfort of your cozy eggs, born live into the warm, humid air of the tropical rainforest. Your mom carries you in her jaws to the riverbank, but suddenly she realizes how much work it would be to take care of you and all your siblings. So she leaves you, knowing full well you face a most certain death. What's happening on the riverbank is like a reenactment of D-Day, but it's real life. You sprint for your life towards the river. Your siblings are getting hit left and right. He was a great sibling. At the moment, you're only a foot long, and honestly, kind of cute. Jaguars, monitor lizards, and even large birds would find a meal like you irresistible. But you know how to disappear. In the river, you blend in with the brown, murky current, slipping unnoticed beneath the surface. You're one of the lucky few who survived this long, but playing in the water makes you hungry, so it's time to get serious. Your senses, though still developing, are already sharp enough to pick up movement in the water. You notice a small fish darting by, a perfect target. You freeze, letting the current carry you, getting closer and closer. Your jaws clamp down with shocking speed, and your first kill is yours. It's a tiny victory, but a victory nonetheless, the first of many. You want to grow fast. Out here, survival is all about getting big, strong, and sneaky. Speaking of sneaky, have you noticed your skin yet? Look at that, a beautifully patterned mix of green and brown, nature's perfect camouflage. Whether you're gliding through the murky water or blending into the muddy riverbank, no one can see you coming. You're practically invisible. That's your first real advantage in this wild place. It's not much now, but it'll come in handy once you're ready to hunt something a little more challenging. For now, though, you stick to the basics. You spend your days swimming through the rivers and shallows, mostly keeping to the water where you feel safe. Your eyes and nostrils stay just above the surface as you gently float through, waiting for an unsuspecting snack to wander a little too close. As you rest just below the surface, you spot a tasty target, a small frog, foolish enough to venture right up to the water's edge. You wait, patiently, and then you strike with lightning speed, your jaws clamping down with bone-crushing force, leaving no chance for escape. Dinner served. Not bad. You've entered the juvenile phase of your life, and only a few of your siblings are still alive. You're bigger now, faster, and stronger. And your prey? Well, you've moved up in the world. Small frogs and fish just don't cut it anymore. Now you've got your eyes on something more substantial, like young wild pigs. Yeah, pork chop is on your menu now. Oof, that was close, but don't get cocky just yet. You're still not the biggest predator out here. There are jaguars, pythons, and other bigger crocodiles that will love to make a meal out of you if they get the chance. You've got to stay sharp and use your camouflage to your advantage. Oh wait, it's a monitor lizard basking on the riverbank. It's not huge, probably a juvenile like you, but it's still a risky move. You think about it for a moment, weighing your options. Should you go for it? Could be your first big test as a hunter. It would be a great chance to get some revenge for what happened to your sibling on that horrible day on the riverbed. Why not? You slip into the water, sliding gently toward the monitor lizard with the grace of a shadow. Your muscles tense, ready to strike. And it wasn't as tough as I thought. That's your first taste of success as a true predator. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Not every day is a win. There are days when your prey outsmarts you, like that one time you tried to take down a giant harpy eagle, but ended up being flown halfway across the river before it managed to escape. Yeah, that wasn't your finest moment, but don't worry, you're probably the only crocodile that's ever been skydiving. The good news is, you're still growing, and with every meal, you get a little bigger, a little stronger, and a little wiser. By the time you're fully into your juvenile phase, the forest doesn't feel quite as intimidating anymore. Sure, there are still big predators out there, but you're climbing the food chain, and fast. As the months roll by, you become more and more comfortable in your environment. You've perfected the art of hiding in plain sight, waiting for hours, maybe days, or months. Ah, finally a group of young wild pigs is grazing near the water's edge. You sink slowly beneath the surface, your eyes barely visible as you approach. You wait, your muscles tense, and then... What? Where did this jerk pop up from? Do you think he'd mind if you asked for just a small bite to curb your hunger? Oh, maybe that's not such a good idea. Let's get out of here. You continue to refine your skills, learning more about your environment and your place in it. You've mastered the art of stealth, using your scaly skin to blend seamlessly into the riverbank around you. You've developed a keen sense of smell, allowing you to track prey even through the thickest underbrush. And your body? Pure muscle. At this point, you are no longer just a juvenile crocodile. You're approaching adulthood. You've reached a size that commands respect. You're a killing machine, and you strike fear into all creatures of the rainforest. At over 10 feet long and still growing, you're a true force to be reckoned with. No more small-time snacks for you. You've graduated to bigger prey. And by bigger, we're talking deer, wild pigs, and even the occasional monitor lizard that dares to cross your path. As you grow, the river becomes more crowded, and you need a place to call your own. It's time to search for a territory, a safe place where you can hunt, rest, and hunt. You crawl through the dense rainforest, exploring every corner, climbing over fallen logs, and navigating the thick underbrush. You need to find a secluded area, somewhere near water, with plenty of prey, but far from other predators. After days of searching, you find the perfect spot, a quiet stretch of river hidden beneath a canopy of trees. The perfect territory. You produce low-frequency sounds, like growls and bellows, to warn intruders to stay away from your territory and to impress any nearby ladies. This is where you'll live out the next chapter of your life. And speaking of the next chapter, it's time for something new. Mating. It's not just about survival anymore. Now it's about passing on your genes. As mating season arrives, you grow keen on a potential mate nearby. You follow her trail, crawling through the thick forest until you find another crocodile, a female. What a beauty. The courtship begins. You show off your bubble-blowing skills and start swimming in circles around each other. She likes your bubbles. You float on top of her for minutes until, finally, the deed is done. The female will carry out your legacy. Several weeks later, as a female, you find a secluded sandy area to lay your eggs. You lay 40 to 60 eggs and more crocodiles will enter the world, much like you did years ago. You stick around to see them hatch, but that's about it. You leave, never to see your offspring again, knowing that most of them won't survive their first year. Honestly, surviving to adulthood as a crocodile is like winning the lottery. Only about 5% of your coop will make it. Anyway, let's get back to some fun now. As you grow older and bigger, your body starts to feel the wear and tear of years spent hunting and surviving. You're still strong, there's no doubt about that, but you're not as fast as you once were. The youthful energy that once fueled your every hunt is starting to fade, and you find yourself needing to be a little more strategic with your moves. As you lie submerged in the cool waters of the river, you sense something moving nearby. It's a young wild pig, casually grazing at the water's edge. Normally, you wouldn't bother with something as small as a young pig anymore, but today, you're feeling a little nostalgic. After all, it's been a while since you last took one down, and there's something satisfying about going back to where it all started. You wait, watching, your body completely still beneath the water's surface. The pig inches closer, oblivious to the danger lurking just beneath its feet. And then, in a flash, you strike. Your jaws clamp down on the pig in an instant, and within moments, it's over. You've still got it. But as you swallow your meal, you can't help but notice that it's not quite as satisfying as it used to be. Sure, the thrill of the hunt is still there, but something's changed. You've grown, not just physically, but mentally. One day, as you stalk a young deer near the water's edge, you sense that something's different. Your muscles tense, ready to strike, but just as you lunge, something goes wrong. The deer senses you at the last second and bolts. Your body doesn't move as quickly as it used to. You miss. The deer escapes. It's the first failed hunt in a long time, but something feels different this time. You feel the exhaustion deep in your muscles, the weight of the years finally catching up with you. You crawl back to the water, but you know that it won't get easier from here. In reality, most large crocodiles don't die in battle. They simply grow too slow and too tired. Eventually, the forest takes them back.